This is Avenue with Web Inquiry and Empire. Today, the topic in the discussion in plant breathing and genetics is plant breathing, its concept, nature, objectives, and its rules. So, let us discuss them one by one. What is the concept of plant breathing? Actually, plant breathing is concerned with the reproduction. So, if reproduction is done naturally, that means if brassica is producing brassica. Similarly, a cat is producing a cat. Human baby is produced from its parents with the same characters. So it is all about reproduction. And if it's in plants, then it's plant reproduction. But when we use plant reproduction artificially, either in animals, it's called animal breathing, and if it's in plants, that's called plant breathing. Artificially mean to increase the beneficial genes in plants. By use of this phenomena, we increase the yield by improving genetics. So it is all about the concept of plant breeding. Main reproduction is done when naturally it's reproduction, plant reproduction you can say. But when we reproduce plant by artificially means by using techniques or technology, this is plant breathing. So next, what is nature? Its nature is artistic and scientific. Artistic means when an attempt is made to come into the field with the wild variety and manage it by using its physical characters. So it is an art. So scientifically, when we use the same variety to increase its genetics, so it's scientific. So its natures are both artistic and scientific. Artistic is less, but now the scientific mean to increase the genetics is more. So now plant breeding objectives are same. Stable genetic changes means beneficial genes must be stable and remain for longer time into the variety where we are going to work. So there are some objectives like high yield, mean quantity, high quantity, and similarly increasing quality, and plant protection practices like insect resistance, as BT Kadan is also the result of plant breeding techniques, which is called as genetic engineering. Here, BT is a bacteria Bacillus thuringiensis with toxic nature. When this gene was inserted into the cotton, so the pink bollworm larvae was destroyed by chewing the kata. So it is an achievement of the plant breathing. So next is disease resistance, then cold resistance, similarly drought resistance. As in case of wheat, it requires 6 irrigations, so we can decrease the number of irrigation by inserting the genes of interest which mature the crop within 4 or 5 irrigations. So it is all due to the plant breathing. So next is objective is the development of the more efficient crops. It means more efficient mean having the high efficiency to consume fertilizers, etc., in order to give the more yield. This is also an objective. So next is early maturity. Like pigeon pea is a crop, takes 9 to 10 months in field. So during this time we cannot sow any other crop. So by the use of the plant breeding techniques or technology, we can reduce its time in field, and then we can set or manage the another crop in the year. So in addition, when in case of early maturity is also another object to ripening before the attack of the insects. Like if there is a critical time, suppose the next month is the time of attacking the insects on the crop, so we can also reduce its duration and we can harvest the crop before the attacking period through the use of the plant breeding techniques. So it was the objective of early maturity. Next is the synchronization, mean the maturation of the crops at the same time in order to save the labor expense. So next is, this was all about the objectives. Now next is the role. What is the role of plant breeding? So for discussing role of plant breeding, we will discuss nobilization and green revolution. Nobilization, what is nobilization? Nobilization is a technique in which by using this technique in sugar cane, as earlier Skerm barbary, which is the local variety of the India, its characters are short stature, having low sugar content, rough in form, and reduced or sometimes shrink shape. When crossed with the variety which is not suited in Indian environment, which is Scarum officinarum, which has the beneficial characters like more sugar content, long stature, and soft. So these characters were inserted by their genes into the barbary. This was our nobilization. Next is Green Revolution, the father of green election, this was started in Mexico, is Anno Borlaug. So, by the use of green revolution, the varieties which are most cultivated throughout the world are wheat and rice. So there was the created in them by the use of plant breeding techniques, lodging resistance, high yielding, fertilizer response, rust resistance, and then photoinsensitivity. Photoinsensitivity means, as you know, that some of the crops are long days and some of the short days. Long days crops have the period of 16 hours in light and the 8 hours in dark, and other short days crops spend their time of 8 hours in light and the 16 hours under dark time. So by the use of techniques plant breeding, photoinsensitivity crops can be prepared in the way that their period of 16 hours into the light can be reduced to 14 hours by the use of the beneficial genes. So this was all about due to the plant breeding. So this was today's lecture where we discuss concept, nature, objectives and role of plant breeding. Thank you.